Dear listeners, we are very fortunate to have an idea to listen to Dhamma and practice the Dhamma in this life. There is so many people who are deluded, who are fooled to desires, who are fooled to hatred, who are fooled to delusion and proud, and they are going, they are run with their desires, but there is no any satisfaction. In one time, Lord Buddha has explained, dear monks, inside the pleasant sensations as a stress, inside the unpleasant sensations as a dagger what pointed in your chest, the ordinary people, uninstructed ordinary people, always think, always searching, always thinking, uh, this, uh, the overcoming of suffering, they always think the pleasant sensations are the overcoming of the suffering. But once a Lord Buddha appears in the world, he explains the overcoming of the stress or happiness or suffering is not the pleasant sensations. There is a cessation of suffering. There is a cessation of stress. Because please contemplate like this. If you're experiencing if you're experiencing a pleasant sensation in your day-to-day life, in those experiences also, you have a stress and a fatigue in the mind and a restlessness in the mind and always unsatisfaction in the mind while experiencing a joy also. Because that's why Lord Buddha has explained the three type of sufferings, three type of stresses. One is the normal stress. The second one is the stress what arises with the changing. The third one is the preparations also stress. Preparating like world and me, preparating as visual and eye, preparating as sound and ear, preparating as external and internal. There is it also stress. It can be understood by a person who experience the stilling of all preparations. Once you understand, once you experience the stilling of all preparations, or the Nibbana, at least in the Sotapanna level, you can feel in our day-to-day life how much stress, how much gross our mind is. A tale called craving always combine always combine past to future by abandon the middle called present moment. Our mind always go in the past or the future. Past mean not 2 3 days ago. Past mean 1 2 seconds ago. It's past, and 1 2 seconds future. It can be interpreted future as future. What is the work of craving? It swing. It swing the present. It swing the past to future, and you may feel a real world and I, but the present moment, the craving hide the present moment because it has it's like a stream. Our mind always forced into uh, go to the fast uh, go to the past and future. But we need a huge effort. We need a huge mindfulness to contemplate, to be in this very moment. Because if you listen our past sermons, you can understand how is this how is the way the duality always dividing it into always world and eye and visuals, ear and sounds. Always our mind dividing this duality, and we accept this existence, the concept of existence. But again and again, I emphasize this movement, just a cognition. There's a sutta called Majjhima Sutta in Sutta Pitaka. It explains there's a one end called the contact. There's another end, the arising of next contact. The middle is the cessation of contact. But the tailor called craving, it swings contact to the next contact by hiding the cessation of contact. Now you can hear my sound, again you can see the wall, again you may feel a thought, again you may feel a tangible in the body. Contemplate on yourself. Contemplate on yourself. Always contact to another contact. You always cling to. You always go through with them, but you don't know. There is just as well as the rising of contact, there is a cessation of contact also there. The cessation of contact also there. The present moment is the cessation of contact. If you in the very present moment, you just can find a cognition, just a cognition. Now you can hear my sound. Now you can empower your effort and mindfulness and contemplate on your experience of vision. Just a cognition without an observer and without an observing thing. Without an observer and without an observing thing, just a cognition. But as the work of this cognition, deluded mind shows you a duality for the Bhante sound and the I am the person who's listening. You feel that cognition because of my sound and your ear, but your experience just a cognition. But after the work of this after arise this cognition, as a work of this cognition, deluded mind shows you again a conceiving about sound and ear. But that is a conceiving, not the reality. Reality, the experience is just a cognition. So that's what called samadhi, right? Vision. How? What is the definition of the Four Noble Truths in deepest manner? What is the deepest way to explain the stress, the truth of stress? The truth of stress we can interpret as unknowing of I told you earlier, there's three type of stress, three type of sufferings. That is normal sufferings, the suffering what arise with the changing, the suffering what arise with the changing, and the preparations also suffering. In the deepest manner, we can take the preparating that called sankhara dukkha, the preparation also suffering. In the sankhara dukkha, sankhara means preparations, dukkha means stress or suffering. So, what is the truth of suffering? What Lord Buddha understand, what Lord Buddha enlighten in the world? The extract of world is stress. Extract of living, extract of existence is stress and unsatisfaction, fatigue, restlessness. That is the first truth of the life. How this conceiving a duality, always world and eye and visual, sound and ear, in this way. This is the stress, the first truth of suffering. And the second one, the cause to suffering. The cause to suffering is the craving. There's a craving. We have a craving to force us to take this duality. Our mind don't like to empower with the wisdom and mindfulness and to be settled in the present moment. Our mind don't like that. Because why? Our craving always forced us to take this duality. And our craving always forced us to reduce our wisdom and mindfulness and effort. It is the work of craving. Craving always focused to take the duality. Now you can hear my sound because of the work of craving. You feel to take the Bhante sound and I am listening. But if you haven't the craving to the such type of force, there is just a cognition without an without a Bhante and without a person who's listening, but just a cognition. But as the work of this cognition, mind creates that duality. So that is the cause of suffering. And what is the cessation? Once you abandon this, once you cease this craving to force to take this duality, that is the cessation of suffering, always in the present moment. And the way to cease the suffering is come to this right vision and practice your thoughts in right way and practice the morality and practice the right livelihood, and you have to do right effort to gain again and again that right vision. How you have to gain the right effort? You need to gain the right effort to be in right mindfulness. So right mindfulness to right concentration. The right concentration means the stable way of right vision. In this way, once you come to the right vision, you enter to the stream. You enter to the Dhamma. That means stream enter a Sotapanna person. After that, when he practices this Noble Eightfold Path, his lust and hatred, his desires and hatred, 50% reduce. After that, he understands this desires, hatred. After that, he understands this desires, hatred, all are concepts in the mind. Like just concepts in the mind, and there is nothing to cling as things. So once he understands this, his desires and hatred also fully going to be ceased. In that stage, we called anagami, non-returner. So finally, he also has some uh, conceiving called I am mine, like that way. In there's a I, the concept of I. Then he once he practices more and more, is that concept also cease? Then he become an arahant. That is the that is the path to cease the suffering. Once he sees the craving, a name and form about the next life, maybe Maybe he can see gods from the mind. Maybe he can see a mother's womb in the mind, in the last moment, or animals world, or ghosts. He can uh, in the last minutes, they can feel those. Uh, it is those things come in front of you because of your karma. But once you attain the arahantship, uh, anything can come to your mind, like anything, any name and form can come, but your consciousness, your cognition is now non-manifest. You do not cling that name and form as yours. So there is no any fuel, no fuel to go to a next life, because the cognition is non-manifest with the wisdom. So name and form will not find a footing. So he will not burn in the next life. He will extinguish in this very life. That is the supreme premium goal of a Buddhist. So for this practice, we need a good motivation. We need to practice very well. So that's why I invited you all to practice the right vision daily, by our daily guided meditation, and at least do one meditation session in your life, like more than 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Like, it's rather better to practice the 16 steps anapanasati. I already shared that video link in YouTube, from YouTube, how to do the 16 steps anapanasati. You can practice this type of meditation for right mindfulness. Guided meditation, not for right mindfulness, it's just for the right vision. Then for right mindfulness, you can practice a good meditation, that 16 steps anapanasati, 16 steps mindfulness in breathe in and breathe out. It's the best meditation I ever found in suttas. Lord Buddha has preached that is the favorite meditation of Lord Buddha also, because there's a 6 in 1, the four satipatthana, foundations of mindfulness in a one meditation. That is 16 steps anapanasati. So if somebody can meditate that meditation will enough until you attain the arahantship. But unfortunately, it is hard to practice all people. It will only appropriate for the people who are wise and who has a good mindfulness. So, but do not be discouraged. Try like 1 week. You can do it or not. If you can, you are very fortunate to practice this 4-in-1 meditation. So you can find that sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, called the middle length discourses, the sutta called Anapanasati Sutta. So uh, and every day try to do at one time the guided meditation in the morning, and one time more than 40 minutes Anapanasati. Then then practice the chant this Sugatova 5 times per day, and try to find a small time, like 10 minutes, uh, 10 minutes meditation session in the chair, within your works. Like, you can put your alarm for 10 minutes, and you can straight your backbone and can contemplate on anapanasati. In this way you can practice meditations. You can be aware with the right vision. You can be aware without delusion. You can be aware without decision. You can be aware without desires. You can be aware without anger. So this might take some time, but if you practice, Lord Buddha has given the promise. Within 7 years, you must become a automatically you will become a non-returner, at least non-returner. Normally, you will become an arahant within 7 years, unless non-returner. So there's only 7 years practice. But if you practice very quickly, actually it will be very immediate. But you need to do 100% according to what Lord Buddha had preached. So I wish you all to feel the fearfulness of samsara and the life, and do more effort to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana.